Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show presented by DraftKings. I'm Kaitlin O'Toole alongside my tag team partner, the fantasy executive, Corey Parson.
What's going on, Kaitlin? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm happy. It is week 6, and there's lots of big injuries affecting the fantasy landscape. But with the help of our Scout Expert Rankings, we have the winning formula to help you set your optimal lineups.
You know what, Kaitlin? We do got a lot of things that we need to get to this week. Got some injury situations popping off right off the top. Justin Forsett, the AFC's leading rusher, with an ankle injury right now. We'll be keeping track of that. Not to mention the fact Odell Beckham Jr., a player I stayed away from in my season-long games because I'm so scared of that hamstring. He was going way too high with that injury history. Yeah. But, of course, the awful news, the big thing, the injury to Jamal Charles in Kansas City. He's done for the season with another ACL tear. So now we have to figure out what are we going to do to replace Jamal Charles?
Yeah, bad news for Jamal Charles. Well, let's use the Scout Network to our advantage and bring in Nick Athen of Warpaint Illustrated. Nick, how are things in Kansas City?
Well, the Royals won. They're into the AL Division's Championship Series, so everybody in Kansas City is rocking and rolling, but they're still sad about their Kansas City Chiefs and losing Jamal Charles. Absolutely
bad news. So getting right into it, who is going to be the backup now while he's out?
Well, it's probably going to be Charcandrick West. He came on in the preseason. He's certainly a guy that can catch. He can run. He's been a terrific blocker, and that's something that Knile Davis isn't. And I think that's the prime reason that head coach Andy Reid has decided to put West ahead of Davis. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me because Davis has that NFL experience, can get in the red zone, and he can be a breakaway player. But the head coach thinks he knows best, and we're certainly about to find out.
Yeah, Nick, that's an interesting point because us in fantasy circles for a long time, we've always looked at Knile Davis as a guy that can step right in and be an RB1 in a situation where Jamal Charles go down, meaning the top running back in the NFL. Now, Charcandrick West, who we really know nothing about, I just picked him up last week as a flyer. Now we get the situation where Charles does go out and we hear that West is getting a job. Is there anything else that Knile Davis, is he on Andy Reid's bad side? Why Knile Davis not getting this job? Like you said, he has the experience.
He's firmly locked in the Andy Reid doghouse. There's no question about it. He's got a lot of talent. There's a lot of reason to expect that he could be a guy that, can be a frontline running back. I mean, there were even reports that the Dallas Cowboys in the offseason were interested in trading for him. But he won't block or can't block or doesn't need to block or whatever the case might be. So I think at this point right now, Andy Reid is saying, hey, West will do all three and Davis can't or won't.
Oh, wow. Well, let me ask you this. Do you see a situation where maybe it's 2 or 3 weeks from now, Davis maybe gets back on Reid's good side and he becomes the guy once again?
Normally that's how it should go in the NFL, but you look case in point a year ago with Donald Stevenson, the offensive tackle. He was in his doghouse all year long. They needed help at tackle. He didn't play him. They need help at running back. I hope it's not the same case because I think Davis can be a very, very productive running back.
All right. Well, great intel for you, Nick. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
All right. So interesting news. West might be the go-to guy this week.
Yeah, West will be the guy this week, but like you said, owners should still look out for Knile Davis if he gets back into that good spot in Andy Reid's heart.
It's gotta be
Andy
tough.
Reid's a big cuddly teddy bear. How can you get in Andy Reid's doghouse?
I don't get it. You just want to go
just
up
give
and
him a hug.
squeeze him.
Yeah.
That's all he needs to do. All right, Corey, so let's now move and talk a little bit about the messy situation in the backfield in Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore situation, like I said, AFC's top rusher right now. Justin Forsett dealing with an ankle injury. Looks like Buck Allen, Javaris Allen, a.k.a. Buck Allen, could be the guy to go to in this situation this weekend. He has a $4,300 price on DraftKings. Now, if he goes this weekend, we expect him to put up nicer numbers than what we have him projected for in the scout rankings right now. But like I said, if Justin Forsett is out there, I do think he's a premium play this week, Kaitlin.
Okay, good to know. So we got to move on to something else.
Yes.
I really got to know this, Corey. What in the world was Odell Beckham Jr. thinking?
ODB, I tell you what, he's had a little bit of hiccups on and off the field so far, but he's been great for fantasy owners. Got to watch that hamstring, Kaitlin. Odell Beckham's hamstring has been bothering him since high school, through college. We saw it in the NFL last year. When he's on the field, he's a premium talent, but that's definitely a situation to keep an eye on.
Okay, all right. Well, there you guys have it from the fantasy exec. Beware of those crucial game time decisions because they can really make the difference in winning or losing those daily DraftKings fantasy lineups. All right, so now let's get into another edition of DraftKings Fact or Fiction. You ready for this, Corey?
Let's dive right in, Kaitlin. This is one of my favorite segments. We get tweeted questions at the fantasy executive at Scout Fantasy, and the staff also writes questions for us.
Do you help them, Corey?
Nope.
Okay, let's see. Texas running back Arian Foster will have over 100 total yards and a touchdown this week. Corey, you wrote that.
No, I did not.
Oh my God.
Why would I write such an easy question like that, Kaitlin?
Because I think you're trying to get your fact and fiction.
My fact and fiction stats are good. My numbers are good. I have a very good fact and fiction percentage.
Well,
Kaitlin.
you're trying to get it better with this one. Tell us, Corey, this easy question, fact or fiction?
No doubt about it right here. Arian Foster coming back strong last week. Expect him to see him get involved more in the workload, not only with the pass catching ability, but yes, it is a fact. He will have over 100 yards rushing and a touchdown this week, Kaitlin.
All right, Corey, I know you didn't write this next one because we're heading to Twitter for it. So our fact and fiction question is at WV Wilkerson. Oh, that's William Wilkerson from Horns Digest.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's one of our
cool.
guys. All right, cool. So he wants to know, will San Francisco 49ers quarterback Colin Kaepernick score over 20 DraftKings points this week for a second week in a row?
Oh, boy, I tell you what, you can ask any fantasy owner. One of the most disappointing players so far this season has been San Francisco 49er quarterback Colin Kaepernick. He's been a dog, to be 100% honest with you. We've seen 8s, we've seen 11s DraftKings points for Colin Kaepernick. But we saw a 20 last week, and you know what? A game this week against the Baltimore Ravens secondary that can be had. I'm going to say that this is a fact. Colin Kaepernick scores over 20 DraftKings points for the second week in a row, Kaitlin. Who jumps out on a limb like that?
I don't know.
There you go.
Well, when you got a good first question that you wrote, I think,
don't stop it.
50-50 chance here. All right, so now for our final DraftKings fact or fiction, Patriots running back LeGarrette Blount will have more fantasy points than fellow Pats running back Dion Lewis. Fact or fiction?
You know what, Kaitlin, I'll be honest with you. LeGarrette Blount recently has made a career off of tearing apart the Indianapolis Colts. This is a big game right here, Deflategate revenge match.
Yep.
But you know what? Dion Lewis in the PPR, like they have on DraftKings, a pass-catching running back. I'm going to say this is fiction. I like Dion Lewis a lot this week. I think he does outscore LeGarrette Blount.
All right, we'll have to see. Well, lots of great questions to be answered, Corey, and we're looking forward to a great slate of games this week, aren't we?
Yep, can't wait to get it all kicked off.
You know what I love about Week 6,
What's
too?
up?
I love when we can pick our dollar menu deals.
It's one of the top things I like to do is dollar menu deals, Kaitlin.
It's a good bargain. So can we get right into it? Start with QBs?
Let's go. Let's rock and roll.
Okay.
You want to know who my quarterback is on the dollar menu deal?
Tell me, Corey.
The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, this weekend gets a matchup against the Buffalo Bills, who surprisingly have been weak in the secondary. There he goes right there. Look at that nice red hair flowing. No, but Dalton does get a plus matchup this week. For some odd reason, this guy's DraftKings price will not go up.
I don't get it.
I don't understand that why either. Listen, he's projected to score 24 scout points. Could very well even exceed that number. Andy Dalton has been phenomenal this year. The Red Rifle. I called it, Kaitlin. I said this was the year of the Red Rifle, and so far it's been true. Top fantasy quarterback. At that price, you have to get him in your lineups.
I like that. All right, let's talk about running backs.
Let's go, Shane Vereen, pass-catching PPR running back. I like to keep these guys in my lineup, Kaitlin. They get that bonus point for the PPR. He gets a plus matchup this weekend against Philadelphia. Listen, if Odell Beckham plays or if he doesn't play, he needs to be more involved in the passing game. That's what we want him for. $4,200 price tag should be real easy to hit that number.
I love it. All right, let's move on to wide receivers. Tell me who you got for me this week.
Criminal, Kaitlin. It is absolutely criminal that Eric Decker is only $4,900 on DraftKings this week. Listen, he gets a weak Washington secondary, and Decker playing a home game, Chan Gailey, Ryan Fitzpatrick. That offense has been clicking at home so far this season. Listen, the Jets' offense is not the Jets' offensive pass. They're actually playing pretty well, very solid. Geno Smith, this could have been his big year, but you know what? Ryan Fitzpatrick is doing it, and Eric Decker is a guy that he's going to rely on this week.
Yeah, but they're coming off a bye. I think he's going to have a really good week. I like
this. Yeah, he feels better because his knee. After you take a week off, you feel better.
Yeah. All right, one more wide receiver for me?
Yeah, Anquan Bolden, revenge matchup against his former team, the Baltimore Ravens. Like Colin Kaepernick so far this season has been underperforming, but he started to get Bolden involved more and more this week. Bolden's a guy that can rack up 9 to 11 catches in a game like this, especially against a weak Ravens secondary. Why not Anquan Bolden for a bargain of $4,300 on DraftKings? Kaitlin?
I love it. It's all about finding those bargains, those dollar menu deals on DraftKings, because that's really how you can win your league.
No doubt. And you see it's raining money on us.
That's how it is.
That's how I was able to buy this jacket.
From all that money?
Yep.
That was from last week.
Yep.
All right. I didn't get no jacket for you.
Well,
I didn't get no shoes. I didn't get anything.
I'm going to get you a bag.
Oh, man after my heart. All right.
I feel very good about that,
So now
Kaitlin.
it's time to get down to business, Corey. we are going to build the winning DraftKings lineup. You ready for this?
We've been building the winning DraftKings lineup for the past 5 weeks,
We
Kaitlin.
have. Not the million yet, but we're getting there.
We're getting closer.
We're still making
We're
money.
seeing improvements with every week, but you know what? I'm going to start out at the quarterback position, obviously, because that's the top of the lineup. Andy Dalton, the guy that we spoke about earlier, I love Dalton this week against that Buffalo Bills secondary, and that price allows you to do so much with the other players in your lineup.
Absolutely. I think that's a steal. Like you said before, great pick.
Dion Lewis is going to be my running back. Pass catching ability in a situation against the Indianapolis Colts. I do think the Colts put up a fight in this one. Lewis has been a nice find so far. $5,800 is the price tag, so I don't think it's a big problem with that. For these PPR running backs, Kaitlin, I like to focus on these pass-catching running backs. Dion Lewis has really broke out so far this season.
Absolutely. And he's done better on the road. He's had 20-plus points every time he's not home. And he's not home this week, so I think it's going to be a big week for him.
Yep. Up next is Shane Vereen, New York Giant running back. Once again, Kaitlin, you're starting to see a theme. Nice. PPR, pass-catching running back. Get those bonus points. Like I said, they can have 7 to 10 receptions this Monday night against the Philadelphia Eagles. $4,200. They're giving him away.
Steal. I love it. We can use all that money elsewhere.
Yeah, we got some studs coming up.
I'm ready for
There's
him.
some studs coming up.
I'm ready for the studs.
The next guy is Eric Decker. Now, he may not be a stud price-wise, but he's going to put up studly numbers this week. Eric Decker, another guy. Ryan Fitzpatrick and Chan Gailey's offense has been excellent. Brandon Marshall is going to be heavily owned. We're going to drop down off of him a little bit, go to their number 2 target, and Eric Decker. He gets a matchup against a DC secondary that has absolutely been had so far this season. DC is real strong against the run, Washington, but they have problems in the back end with the pass, and I look for Ryan Fitzpatrick, who plays well at home, to take advantage of that.
I like this, too. I kind of mentioned it before. He's coming off a bye, so he's had time to strengthen his knee. I think he's going to have another touchdown this week. What do you think?
I think he will have another touchdown this week also.
Okay.
That's why I put him in my lineup.
Okay, good.
All right,
I get it.
Yeah, there you go. I told you we got some studs coming up. How good has DeAndre Hopkins been so far this season?
Amazing. Up there with the best.
The targets each and every week. He gets it done. Garbage time, whatever the case may be. Garbage time, in the crunch time, you double team him, you triple team him. DeAndre Hopkins is really stepping up to be one of the top wide receivers in the NFL. At the price tag of under $8,000, DeAndre Hopkins is a nice play this week. He's going to be on a lot of lineups. He's going to be heavily owned, but he is getting it done right now.
Yeah, it's got to have him in there then.
No doubt.
Okay.
You want another stud?
Let's hear it.
How about my guy, Calvin Johnson?
Ooh,
He
coming back.
destroys the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And why not do it again this week? Calvin Johnson at $7,300 is going to be a contrarian play. Fantasy owners are down on Calvin Johnson, but this is the week that Calvin Johnson breaks out and has a big week. As a matter of fact, over on Scout Fantasy, he's our top-ranked wide receiver this week.
Really?
So you know if my man Sean Childs has him as the number 1 wide receiver,
Then it's a good pick.
he must be the number 1 wide receiver.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you agree with that?
Oh, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yes, he does, Kaitlin. My tight end position is where you find my double rainbow.
Eifert?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Tyler Eifert, Cincinnati Bengals tight end at the Buffalo Bills. Now, listen, Eifert, we've seen some spots where he has not really shown up some weeks, but we've seen a big matchup last weekend with 2 touchdowns. Not going to go out and say he's going to score another 2 touchdowns this week, but Eifert has really kept it going so far this season. He's playing as a top tight end right now. You get him in your lineup, price tag under $5,000, Kaitlin. My double rainbow, Dalton and Eifert, I got a real value on that one. I'm really feeling good about this.
I agree. You know, I was a little worried because he is going to have a tough matchup this week. He hasn't been consistent. But like you said, that double rainbow, I think you're really going to hit value there.
Thank you, Kaitlin.
Yep, got you.
Give me that. I appreciate your support.
Oh, I'm here.
My flex,
Let's hear it.
James Jones.
Ooh.
James Jones.
Who?
James Jones.
Okay.
You already know. No, James Jones steps into the Jordy Nelson role in the offense. You want to kind of monitor his status so far this week. A little bit banged up, but we do expect him to be out there. But against a San Diego Charger defense, another team that can be had in the air, $5,800, the price tag is finally starting to go up. Listen, he is Aaron Rodgers' touchdown guy. The receptions, the PPR points are good, but you need guys to get in the end zone. And James Jones has done an excellent job of getting in the end zone so far this season, Kaitlin.
Yeah, I have nothing but positive things to say about that one. I really like that pick, Corey.
Thank you.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
All right,
the Denver
defense.
Broncos is my defense.
Okay.
They are the best defense in the NFL. That team is 5-0, not because of Peyton Manning, because Peyton Manning sucks right now.
Yeah.
They're 5-0 because of the Broncos defense. $3,700, one of the top Ds on the board. They get the Cleveland Browns. Why not keep rolling them out there? The pass rush, the secondary. Really like the Denver Broncos defense a lot this weekend, Kaitlin.
I like it too. And I think for $3,700, we picked some other great value players that we can, spend. It's not a lot for a
Yeah,
defense.
we can spend up on the defense.
We can
don't
pick the
go
best.
cheap. Don't try to second hand and bargain out your defense. Get a nice strong guy in there.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the money's falling.
Because then that's what happens.
Yes.
Then that's what happens when you pick a strong defense.
And the money starts to drop.
I love it. All right, well, it looks like a really solid lineup, Corey. So
Thank you.
Great stuff. We hope it's another winner. Collect all our money.
And then what are we gonna do with it?
Spend it.
On what?
Me.
Oh.
And the rest of the scout team.
Yes, thank you, Kaitlin. Stop.
Of
Are you
course.
being a diva?
No, that's it. All right. Well, thanks for joining us here on Scout Fantasy, presented by DraftKings. Remember, if you're trying to win your league or daily fantasy and have questions, our experts, including Corey, are here for you in the Scout Fantasy Premium forums or on Twitter. Just go ahead and tweet us. Use the hashtag ScoutArmy to get a speedy response. I'm Kaitlin O'Toole with the fantasy exec, Corey Parson.
That's me.
Yep. Enjoy the games, and now go out and dominate Week 6.